there. Welcome and welcome back to the Whole Bucket. Please like, subscribe, and comment. I've been reminded to say that because I hardly ever say that, but I sure appreciate when you folks do those sorts of things. As you can read, Dephemerember today is Kintsugi houses. I didn't know what that was. I had to look it up. Apparently, it is a ceramic repair technique from ancient days, and it has a lot of symbolic purposes around embracing flaws, and there's no such thing as perfect or permanence, and make the flaws beautiful, and the flaws make the thing beautiful, or the person, right? So I learned a bit about what it was and how it works, and that was a very interesting journey. I recommend that you do some looking into it as well. I found there's a rabbit hole associated with everything that I've discovered so far. There's a rabbit hole, right? And this is no different. And it took me down some interesting, informative things, this particular rabbit hole. As you can see, today is number 3 day. And number 3 is Australia. And number 3 is Tim Tam from Australia. And a viewer actually recommended this cookies from all over the world, and she's from Australia and recommended this cookie. So thank you, Lisa, for your suggestion and for this suggestion. Now, there were different flavors of Tim Tam. This one says original, so I hope that that's true. But I was kind of intrigued by some of the other flavors, and I'm just going to open this up. I don't have my tea today because I am ready to film, but I am not ready for tea. I have not even finished my coffee. So we're going to have Tim Tams and coffee. Oh, isn't that fancy? Let's see. So a sandwich cookie enrobed in chocolate. Lisa was also the one who requested that I be more descriptive in my tasting and testing of the tea and cookies. And I think that I only did that once. I think I only took extra care one time, and then I failed. I get so wrapped up and whatever in what I'm doing that I kind of forget all the detail parts. Right off the bat, Tim Tams are delicious. I didn't even get like the full taste or the full bite, but the chocolate just hits you. Lovely, light, crispy biscuit. Smooth chocolate coating. And not too thick. It's actually super thin. Which is good because the center is a little thicker. And I wouldn't want it to get, overly gloppy. I'm going to see if I can try the middle without any other stuff. Hold on, I gotta break my cookie open. So I broke it open. Oh, I went to just bite a little off and it all came off. I don't know how to describe that. It tastes like kind of tastes like frosting. But that's not like any kind of cookie center I've tried here in the United States. I mean, I'm in the United States, and obviously so is this cookie, but any of our traditional sandwich cookies. That frosting filling is a little different. It's lighter. It might be just whipped up a bit more because it tastes similar. And its smoothness slash graininess amounts are similar. It's just lighter, so maybe it's just whipped up a bit. But the chocolate flavor is delicious, and this biscuit is super delicious. Lisa, that is a delightful cookie. And, let's see. I might have another one partway through. We'll see. But that's a lot of sugar for me. Holy buckets. Sugar makes me sick as a dog. But if I do it in small amounts, I'm okay. So number 3 in the cookies was the Tim Tams. So we finally made our way to Australia. Number 3 in the my added part is map. And I wasn't going to use map because I have very little in the way of anything map. And I wasn't sure how to use it in this Kintsugi house situation. I'm still not entirely sure. I kind of have an idea, but this is the only map I had that would kind of fit my idea, and it's really ugly. So we'll see. What we are going to do for sure, though, is some Kintsugi housing. And I took out some ginger scraps. Ginger gave me a bit of metallicness. And gold metallic at that, which actually is part of Kintsugi. It doesn't have to be gold, right? I've seen Kintsugi stuff, art, and things with other mediums, but gold flaked slurry is kind of is the original thing? Is the original? I think that was the original. Okay, whatever. I'm mumbling. I have to get out. Oh, it's already out. It's right here. My VersaFine. Because I want to give my houses a little bit of a hard black edge. I could have done that pre-taping, right? So that this is done. But I think we have enough we can talk about to keep busy for a little bit. One thing is I prepped these little tiny houses by printing them on cardstock, cutting them out, and can you see at all? We'll try. Oh, tiny bit you can tell. I added a little bit of Wink of Stella to all the snowy parts. And a little bit to some other parts too. Sometimes I did other parts on purpose, and sometimes I did them because my Wink of Stella pens leak. They always leak. I love the product, do not like the quality of the pens. Sorry, Wink of Stella people, but I think you could do better. Unfortunately, if they do better, they're probably going to up the price, and if you up the price, I don't know if I can afford it anymore, and I think you could do better at this price point, but what do I know? Anyway, that's enough belly aching, right? So, I have, let's see if that one you can see better. Oh, for sure you can. The snow on that roof is just sparkling. I know a lot of people don't care for snow. I know a particular somebody who lives in Utah who thinks it's a bad 4-letter word. It is a 4-letter word, but he thinks it's a bad one. I think his wife does too, but I don't exactly remember. I just love the snow. It's beautiful. Yes, it's dangerous, and it gets more and more dangerous the older I get. I am so unsure on my feet. You would think I would hate the snow just because it threatens to injure me every time I try to walk around in it, but nope, it's beautiful anyway. Some of the most beautiful things are treacherous. It's just nature. I mean, look at the poisonous dart frog, right? Okay, so yeah, that's what I did to prep. So what is going on here? Well, Effie was thrilled to learn that Christmas is Ember's favorite holiday and to get his new hat. And since they had done some activities surrounding Halloween that are all about Effie's favorite holiday, Effie said, gosh, we got to find some things to do around your favorite holiday. And one day, Ember came over with this big bag of stuff and said, I have us a thing. So I don't know if you guys remember, but Effie got her costume for Halloween from the bakery that's just on the edge of town nearby. And she rolled in the flour, right? And turned herself into a ghost. That was kind of adorable. Good thinking, Ember. Anyway, so here's a new idea that she had from the same bakery. She brought over a bag full of a bunch of pieces of gingerbread. And Effie said, what is this? And Ember explained that every year the bakery in town makes these gingerbread houses. And every year there are some mistakes. They throw away some of the houses because they break. But said Ember, I thought maybe we could put them back together. So she brought a bag full of stuff that she collected out of the garbage bin behind the bakery. And one of the things she found in the garbage bin behind the bakery was the pieces of gingerbread house. Another thing she found in the bin behind the bakery was a tub of glitter frosting. So Effie and Ember spent an afternoon taking all of those pieces of gingerbread house and putting them back together. It was a puzzle day. It was a taste test day, because you know what you do with the pieces when you can't figure out where they go? You eat them. I don't think Effie didn't think that he had ever had gingerbread before, but decided that he loved it very much. So as you can see what I'm doing, back to our world, I'm taking the gingerbread houses and cutting them up into pieces of broken gingerbread house. And I'm using my decal edge scissors because, well, for two reasons, I guess. First of all, this would really wreck my hands. And second of all, I forgot the second of all. Well, anyway, this would wreck my hands. I don't know if I would I would be very uncomfortable by the end of doing this. So cheat a bit with the scissors. I'm going to cut a little tiny sliver of space. So I'm following each cut line and cutting a sliver of space out so that we can reassemble these like this and the gold will show through. Oops. All different amounts, making sure I'm not using the same section of the scissors so that we get real jagged edges, so it looks like bits are missing. And I mean, cookies don't break nice and tidy. We can't have that. I may have gone a little overboard with this one. I feel like I did. I may regret that a lot. I may regret this one. This one's going to be fiddly. I'm going to leave them in piles so I remember who goes with what. I mean, Effie and Ember are doing the puzzle from a great big bag of pieces, right? But I don't have that kind of patience. That requires some serious discipline. But they love creating things together. So they are having a hoot of a time and probably having lovely amounts of cocoa or warm, oh, you know what would go with those Tim Tam cookies? Warm milk. Just plain warm milk. I mean cold milk too, obviously, but I'm just thinking winter. I don't think I could do chocolate cocoa and chocolate cookies. That's a lot of chocolate. I'm sure it would be delightful, but it sounds like a bit much. So I have another thing that I want to do to these before I start gluing them back together. And I'm not sure what I'm going to do with these when they're done, because I'm not sure what I want to go into the book next. So that might be where I use the map piece. My idea for the map piece is that perhaps I draw out a map or draw out a route on the map that shows how do you get to Grandma's house, you know, over the river and through the woods. Like, maybe this is the river and we go over the river, and maybe I make some of this look more like woods than neighborhood. I don't know. Okay, I'm just getting silly here. So I have another wink of Stella, and this one really isn't any different. I either get nothing out of it and it dries up, or it leaks. So I want to use these up and get them out of my house. And here's my idea to kind of, because I've told you before that I really just like all of my papers edged, unless it's a solid core paper, right? But solid core papers are Rare and expensive. So I thought I would take this Wink of Stella and I would glitter the very edge. That might seem kind of silly, and yes, it kind of is, but let's see if we can we see that? No, I don't have autofocus on. Okay, that's not gonna work. A little tiny bit of the glitter is going to come over the edge of that piece of paper. Because this is so liquid, and because it collects on the brush, and because the brush is scraping over the edge, the glitter will also go over the edge. And I just like the doubling down on the bits of glitter and the gold concept shining through the cracks. Oops, I got a rogue piece of paper. So there is the pieces ready. Let's see what happens when we glue this thing together and trim it up. Okay, there's that. We're off to the races, kids. And I've got glue on my hands already. Okay, so you want to hear something funny I discovered last night? By the time I was done with my work and filming and everything and practicing some stuff last night, my hands were absolutely covered with permanent ink. And I thought, this is going to be ridiculous to try to get off my hands. I'm going to be covered in black ink for a week. And the funny part of that is that I was also so covered in glue that when I went to wash my hands and clean up, the ink came mostly off because the glue was on first and had dried. And then I started playing with inks and got the ink all over myself, right? So, I mean, I can't see, I have some ink still, right? But it was everywhere. And it's so much better now. Because I could peel it off with some of the glue. All right. I am going to, oh gosh, I want to do this, but it's going to be risky, guys. This is going to be risky, but I really want to cut this out right now because I want to see how it's working. And I'm going to tilt my scissors because I don't want the gold showing. I don't want the gold showing on the outside of the house. So I'm going to cut this away. I'm going to cut that off. Okay. I'm going to cut this away in such a way that it is tucked behind. Okay. There we go. Kintsugi house number 1. I think we need a black piece of cardstock or paper because I think that would just make it show up better so we can see how this is working. There we go. Come here, you. Come out. Okay, I don't know why that was so hard to get off my shelf, but that was not a cooperating piece of paper. Okay, let's take a look at how it worked. See if we should continue. I like it. I like it. I think that's totally gonna work. All right, there's one. Let's do some more. Looks like I shifted some things. Hopefully I didn't mess up the piles. I'm gonna set this bright gold aside, and we're gonna try this paler gold. This is one of the ones I kind of went overboard on. I don't know if this is... Let's see if this is going to be difficult or not. Okay, I'm kind of sad, but I'm kind of glad. This pen is running out. And you know what? This isn't even the gold one. Shoot! Rats! I lined the other one in not gold. Let's see if we can get some gold ink out. Oh, this one's emptying too. Good, I can throw them away and not feel bad. At least not feel like I wasted anything. Alright, very little to no gold. Oh, there's some. I'll use it quick, and then I'm going to look in my drawer and see if I have any more of these I need to use up. Especially on this lighter paper, I'm glad I realized that wasn't even the gold pen. Because I think this darker metallic edging is going to make a difference on this light gold paper. We shall see in about a minute. If you have Wink of Stella and don't have problems with this, please let me know, and let me know if there is a trick to not having problems with either drying up or leaking. There are alternate pens, but I love how fine the Wink of Stella glitter is. It's just lovely, really. So I have two more Winks of Stella, and they're both silver. I have this metallic pen, this Pearl Rose. I don't know what that'll be like. But that I should also have in a gold, and it's not in the drawer. Of course it's not. Why would it be where I need it to be? My cat is, one of my cats is laying on a shelf next to me, and I'm digging past her, and she is not happy with my behavior. Can't you see I'm resting, Mama? All right, I will continue on with the edging glitter project in a minute. Let's get this one glued down. First of all, let's make sure I'm going to get it positioned properly. Yeah, I think that works actually, right there. And then this guy. And this guy. Is there a whole chunk missing out of this house? No. No, I think it goes like this. Okay. All right, we can do this. Okay. So I just checked out how it exactly sits, right? And I can start with this piece, and I can put this edge right on the edge of the paper, because that's where that particular line will cut off. Well, I could have put it at a better angle, apparently. There we go. So I can waste less paper. There we go. Kind of like that. All right, let's get this piece on next. I'm going to do this piece next so I know how to tuck in that chimney piece. This was actually pretty helpful. And then this one. Let's tuck this down in its spot, and we will have 2 Kintsugi houses done. Okay, this one is just there we go. That's the, do I even have the right house pieces? Here we go. I think this is right. There we go. Stop right there. I'm going to leave it right there. Same thing again. I'm going to tilt my scissors. So instead of holding my scissors up straight, I'm going to tilt it this way, just so it tucks under the edge of the house. And again, it's a little risky to do when your stuff is still wet. It's also risky to do when your stuff is dried, because then you can't get under there properly. You might end up with a big mess that way too. I have to learn how to do something I'm not very good at. Be careful. Not my strong suit. Be careful is not a great skill that I possess. Okay. Cut that down right there. So I have a little tiny edge that I think I need to cut off of right there. I think that it's going to be ridiculous to try to get at it right now, especially when the house is still so wet and the glue is still sliding around. That just seems like a silly, more silly than regular silly effort. There is that one. I like this one too, but not as much. I like the one with the bright gold showing through. Let's take a look. I don't know how to show you without so much glare. The black paper does not help. Okay, hold that at an extreme angle and you can see that one. And that one. Okay. Well, if I end up not liking them when they're done, there are ways to fix that. I might like them once they're part of a whole set. So I'm not going to judge right now. No judging. I am going to pull down this last metallic paper that I chose. Is that two separate houses? It looks like it. Let's see if it is or not. Super simple one. I don't know if I like this one because this one is so bright and so orange. But you don't know till you try. This one might show up so nicely that I just go, oh, it's perfect. And this one's only in 3 pieces. So let's do this one because this one will be kind of easy peasy. And let's get some gold edging on there before that gold dries up. Both sides on this one. Flip it around. Next. And we're ready. I think since this one has a flat bottom and so does this paper, I'm just going to use one of these edges to do this. Makes sense since I'm not letting this metallic show up on the outsides of the houses anyway. I gotta move that in a little bit, right? Because I'm going to want it to show up on the sides. And then this piece. And lastly, put the roof on this house. Boy, did that ever cut it close. So I want the gold cut off right at the edge, and it's right at the flippin' edge. Right at the flippin' edge. Okay, there we go. Stick to the paper, not my hand. Okay, let's cut this one out quick before it gets drier. And try this one on the black paper and see what we think. This one doesn't actually, well, it kind of has an edge on this side. Not sure how to get over there though, because something weird is happening with this paper. It's sort of melting with the glue and feeling rubbery. What the heck is that? This isn't a, this isn't like a, I mean, I could see some glues doing that, but this is a pretty, this isn't like a toxic sort of glue. I don't know what words I'm trying to say right there, but I'm not sure what's happening. Okay, oops. Shoot. Shoot, rats, bummer. Get back where you belong. Okay. Okay, now cut that off. Better. Okay, there we go. Kintsugi house number 3. Let's try this one on the black and see what we think. Oops, hold on a sec. There we go. cute. Cute. I might have to do some, when I'm done, I might have to do some things like find little tiny candies or draw little tiny candies and that kind of thing to make them look a little bit more gingerbread housey. These are gingerbread houses, but they are a little on the grunge side, and while I like that in general, right, in this particular case, it means that some of the details are just not coming through like I might like them to. So the fix for that would be to go through and highlight, accentuate some of those bits. I do have another thing I could use. Hold on one second. It's just right here behind me. Oh, yeah. Okay, the noise isn't that it's hard to get to. The noise is because I'm old and tipping, slashing, bending is hard. This is gold. It shows up kind of silver, but this is gold, obviously metallic paper. Am I blinding you yet? And then there's, that would show up really well, but that's very orange. So maybe I'll try one on this gold paper. I don't know if it'll be that one. Maybe it'll be this one, whatever this one is right here. This is heavy card though. This might be trickier to cut out. In fact, not might be, it will be trickier to cut out. But maybe we give it a try just the same. Why not? Why not? And I think we're going to give this a try, but I think we're going to do the lines not glittery, because wow, that's a lot of glitter already, but I think we'll do it in black so they really stand out. I mean, that's the thought. We'll see if they really stand out. I do this kind of edging so much on these little dauber thingies, and they just get ripped apart. See the little tiny flecks of black? That's dauber bits. Dauber bits are everywhere. I saw a picture of a lady's desk this morning. I don't remember who it was, but she said, "Does this look familiar to you?" It was absolutely piled with stuff. And I mean, there were a whole bunch of responses saying, "Yep, it looks exactly like my desk." And I just couldn't help but laugh, because I think that so many of us who do this kind of art stuff, and I mean other kinds too, I suppose, right? But so many of us get like, "Oh my gosh, I got this idea. I gotta go get this thing. Oh wait, I got an idea. I'll go get this thing." And by the time we're done with all of our wonderful ideas, we might have a finished project. But we might have a few hundred things on our desk. And then you got to clean it all up because you can't see straight. And you, but then you do it again. I think that's just the artistic process, people. Don't feel bad about the artistic process. It's okay. Something is missing on this one, so I'm just going to go like this and assume that that is right. Yeesh. But yes, to whoever that was, it looked very familiar. Not only did it look familiar, but I actually have kind of a double desk because it's an L-shaped one. And then I have a shelf of supplies / tools right here that comes out the other way. So it creates actually this U-shaped workstation business. And all of it can get to be a big mess. Yeah, all of it and the floor behind me. Oh, it's ridiculous. You know, we have ideas. We have things to do. We have creating that calls. One of our hosts for Dephemerember, Louisa Heinzel, said that she used to think the worst thing that could happen in a art studio was clutter. I thought that was hilarious. I think if she saw my work studio, she would have a small nervous breakdown. Because I don't know how to not clutter in my studio, Louisa. If you ever come to the United States, I will organize my studio in the hopes that you will come knocking on my door for a visit. Oh, how ridiculous. But you may be shocked at the clutter. You may be shocked. Okay. I'm not thrilled with how this one is sitting. What am I doing wrong here? People, somebody yell through the screen and tell me what is the problem here? Do I have the pieces in the wrong? They can't be in the wrong place, can they? No, that's the roof. All right, well, I don't know, but that's... Oh, that has to be wrong because that window can't be with that house. Oh, have I mixed something up here? Because... Oh, okay, wait. Is that like... Is that a... Oh, they are double windows. Okay, there's what I was doing wrong. Were you in the screen yelling? Were you saying, hey, Cheryl, dummy? You've got the windows lined up wrong. That's the problem. Okay, it's not the only problem. I've got this one lined up all wrong. There we go. I'm getting there. I'm getting there. Wow. Okay, that one's a bit rough. Not winning the battle. Let's cut it out and see what we get, though. Yeah, I knew this one would be harder to cut out. And it's moving. Of course it is. It's not dry yet. Oh, shoot. Okay. Let's get rid of this chunk. It blinded me. That's crazy shiny. Crazy shiny, man. Okay. Okay. I'm getting there. I'm getting there. need to get under the star and the chimney. And yes, I said that on purpose. Chimney. I'm not sure why, but it made me think of Jiminy Cricket. It made me think maybe I need to watch Pinocchio. Okay. Okay. A little bit of sliding, not too terrible. All right, let's try that one. I'm going to put the shiny paper on the shiny black cardstock and see if I can show it to you with not too much shine. How ridiculous am I anyway? There it is. Kintsugi house number 4. Ooh. All right. I don't think I'm going to do that variety again. That was harder to cut out. It's heavier than I think I want them to be. It's not a good gold color that I like. It's too shiny, too yellow. And I don't know that the glue is going to stick. It'll be interesting to find out if the glue sticks in the end, but mostly I just don't like the color of gold that it is. It's just too yellow. Too yellow. Let's try this. So I think I'm going to do this one with this rose pearl highlighter on those edges. This is not going to give me the effect that I was hoping for with the Winks of Stella, but I don't want silver. I didn't realize how much I didn't like it until I realized I was using the wrong marker. And then it was like, oh, I knew there was something missing. Just didn't stop to figure out what it was. Okay. That one's done. That one's done. Oh, this one has a little edge right there. And then this puppy. And then we can glue. Okay. I think that works. It's not my favorite. I'm glad that the Winks of Stella are gone though. Because maybe I just got some faulty supplies, but whatever the case is, they just weren't working for me. Okay, so I think this goes right there. And I think I can pull it way over here because that cut line ends right there, and I don't need to waste any of my gold. I don't need to waste my ginger scrap. I wonder if she's going to be laughing when she watches and sees how careful I am with every little ginger scrap. And I wonder, because Ginger does not have a YouTube channel as far as I know, and is not videotaping her Dephemerember adventures, but she does have my scraps. I wonder how she's finding them. Okay, I think that works. So, I don't know if you're watching or analyzing what I'm doing here, but I hope that you're watching that I am laying the pieces down before I do any gluing. I just glued this to my work surface. Goofball. Anytime you're doing an assembly, like we do it with collage work, right? This isn't really any different. Do a little test run, making sure that your pieces are correct and that you're getting them in the spaces they need to be in, etc. Did I glue this that lopsided? I guess I did. Well, maybe my paper's lopsided. This ginger scrap could be what's lopsided, not my gluing or my house. I'm sure it's the ginger scrap. Okay, let's get some glue on there. Oh, this poor gingerbread man is missing a face. It is so sad that this house broke. Right where that gingerbread man's face is. Okay. Let's see what we got. Okay, pick it up. Come on. Carefully, carefully. Carefully, carefully with the plates. Something or other Bilbo Baggins hates. No. Scratch the plates. That's what Bilbo Baggins hates. But carefully, carefully with the plates is also in that song. Okay. This is a little awkward to cut this little section off right here. Use the scissors as a saw? Sure, why not? Okay, I think I'm going to stop here because this is getting ridiculously repetitive and I don't think I'm having much to say that's of much value. So I think I'm going to stop here and pull the journal out. And oh, looks like we need to back up a bit. I'll show you a little bit of something I did after Halloween Meets Christmas was over. One, I put gloss on my bubbles so they look more like bubbles. I think there's some more stuff I'm going to do there. Not sure. But this is my Halloween Meets Christmas page, and I was not happy with how it was coming together. So what I did was I shaded this whole section and the leaves and stuff around Effie and Ember's necklace, and then I created this card. I'm gonna tea dye paper back it, and this card. I also, what do you call it? I also toned down the snowflake because it was just so stark. Let's see if we can leave it kind of tarnished but still add glitter. I'm gonna try this. Let's see if that'll dry on there and then stay there. We'll find out. Oh, yeah, maybe. So I'm not going to put the card, well, yeah, I guess I can put the card back in. That might actually protect it a little when I turn the page. But here is the page right here where the Kintsugi houses are going to go. And you can see that it is completely naked. It is grunged up a bit to match the rest of the book. All of this book is grunged and aged, etc., with things in the black and gray neighborhood. This page right here is sprayed with this stuff. Delusions Shimmer Spray. And I think I should do this page with it too. I think that would make an awfully nice background. Well, actually here, I can just test it, can I? I think it would make a nice background for the Kintsugi houses. If I even leave any page showing, right? I might not. I might cover it. But I like the shimmer behind the houses. It makes me think of winter even more. However, I just had a thought. What if I take the Wink of Stella that I'm not happy with? How many times am I going to say that? Sorry, Wink of Stella people. Let's try a different one. Are you sure this is silver? What if I take these pens that I really want to use up and add a sparkle that way? Well, that's not cutting it. That just made a big mess. Let's try this one. Wow, these are way more empty than I thought they were. I guess that's good though, right? So I'm not liking this at all. This is making it more likely that what I'll do is cover the whole page. Or maybe I'll just cover in between all this stuff and take advantage of the sparkles. There's not enough for me to really get the effect that I was thinking of. So now this is going to be a demonstration in how you can totally make a mess of things and still fix it. I would say that junk journaling in general has a rule that there aren't really any mistakes. And a friend of mine, like many people, used to say, nope, just happy accidents. And he was right? But I would say even more than that. Inspiration. Your happy accidents are inspiration for, okay, now what do you do? Okay. So I got a lot of sparkle on the page in any case, and it's a big fat mess. Maybe it looks like a snowstorm. Like if I put swirls of white through there now, it could look like a snowstorm. I tucked a piece of paper in here. It's not gonna, I don't know if it'll stay there or not. I don't think it's gonna stay there. If it does, I'll do something with it to make it an actual thing. But I did want to stick a piece of paper in there for measurements and to see what it looks like when the pocket is full. So I did that, and now we have our place where our Kintsugi houses are going to go, but I don't know what I'm going to do here. I'm happy with the product though. How do you like my idea? Am I just being silly, or was this kind of cool? I think I have to change the order they're in. That was actually a pretty cute layout, but the biggest one's got to go up front because things look smaller as they get farther away. And I'm just weird like that. Heavy things at the bottom. There we go. There. Well, they're arranged in a way I like. I'm happy with the product I ended up with. I don't know what I'm going to do with them. I don't know what at all what this page will end up looking like. But all I can say is Effie and Ember had an amazing time putting their gingerbread houses back together with edible glitter gold frosting. See, that one's just too shiny. I'm going to do something about that. Bugs me. I don't like shiny things. I don't like bright things. Yes, I'm ridiculous. Okay, I did not have another Tim Tam, so I am going to go right now, and I'm going to go have another Tim Tam and finish up my coffee and clean up after this project so that we can start another project. Thank you for tuning in, and I will see you next time. Thank you.